Are you considering about selling your home but don't know where to start, or even if it's the right idea to sell your home? Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through all those steps and give you the information that you need to make the right decisions. Hey everybody, I'm Jerry Norman with Oregon Life Homes. I've been helping people buy and sell homes here in the Roseburg area for years, and I absolutely love it. I get calls every day from people looking to sell or move to the Roseburg area for whatever reason, whether it be job, family, downsizing, upsizing. In this video, I'm going to give you some tips about selling your home, or even if it's a good idea to sell your home. So with that, let's get on to it. All right, so first off, why do you want to sell your home? Is it too small? Is your family starting to grow a little bit? Need some more space? Are you looking to upsize and get into a bigger home, more acreage? Or are you looking to downsize and get out of that bigger home? Kids are off to college and you just want to downsize. Is it because of the job? Well, all these take into effect. Now, most people have got themselves into a very low interest rate, and it might not be a good idea for you to sell that. A lot of people I'm working with right now are taking equity out of their home and buying a new personal residence and renting out that old home, because those interest rates that you got a few years back are, could be low 2s or 3%. Currently, the interest rate is 6.5% or 7% right now. So that might make your decision to sell your home a little different. Now, if you are starting to get into the idea of selling your home, here are some things that you're going to want to know to get you through that process. First off, I walk through homes every day, whether they're vacant, occupied. I take buyers through these homes, and one thing that you really want to know is where your price is and what your competition is. I can walk through homes and you can tell that it's been lived in hard. That meaning, you've got some kids, you've got some pets, there's nicks in the wall, there's holes in the wall, whether it be picture frames or that kind of thing. The baseboard trim, your trim along the carpet is all dinged up, and you can really tell that it's been lived hard. But all that needs is just a little bit of fresh paint. Fresh paint, cover those holes up, and it's good. It's definitely night and day if a home has been painted on the inside. Fresh paint, fresh baseboard trim, that kind of thing goes a long way. And in the grand scheme of things, the amount of money that it's cost to do that is very insignificant. It could actually get you thousands more dollars in the sale of your price compared to where if you weren't doing that. You're going to want to declutter. If you're going to sell the home while you are living in there, declutter it. Get rid of all the pictures off the wall, any personal items, and stash like your jewelry and your medication and all that to where it can't be accessed for anybody come looking at the home. You just don't want to give anybody the option to have something come up missing. Not saying that it does, but you just don't want that. Also, guns and weapons and that kind of thing, stash those away into a safe or put them into storage. If you know what repairs are going to be needed, get those taken care of. If you know you have a leaky faucet or a leaky pipe, just anything wrong with the house, get that taken care of before you put it on the market. That's going to go a long way as well. Going along with decluttering, move the furniture around to where it makes every room look more open. If you need to take a dresser out of the bedroom so it looks bigger, do that. Maybe get a storage unit, get rid of some of that furniture that you're not going to use until you sell the house and move to your new place. Downsize your furniture. Basically, is what I'm trying to tell you. Downsize your furniture, make the rooms look more open and spacious. Let the buyer see the house, not your furniture and your stuff. Make sure your house isn't personalized. Family photos, any political, religious, everything like that should probably just be put away. You want the house to be very neutral for a new buyer coming in looking at what you have. You don't want them looking at what you have, you want them to look at the product, the house. All right, this is part 2. We had the phone ring and it's important. So let's just get on to it. You're going to want to make sure that you don't have anything personal on the walls as decoration. Keep all your personalizations, collections to a minimum. Anything that you can stick in a box. Just have the house show, not your personal collections. When you're pricing your home, you really want to know what the market is like. You want to be realistic. If you really want to sell your home, you want to have a realistic price. Now, it's my job to get you the most amount possible for your home, but you have to understand that the market is going to justify what your home will sell for. One of the things that I need to think about is how an appraiser is going to look at your home as far as other comps in the area, and comps being homes that are like yours, similar square footage, beds and bathroom counts, and what those have sold for and what is currently on the market. And the appraiser's job is to let the banks know that the value is in the property, because the banks want to ensure that their investments are at a minimal risk. So when pricing your home, I like to take other properties in the same price range and show you exactly what other properties are like compared to yours in that same price range. That's what buyers are going to be looking for. If a buyer's looking for a $500,000 house, you've got yours priced at $500,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on a city lot, and then you have another $500,000 house on the river, for example, and it may be in better condition, newer. You take all those into effect. What is a buyer going to want? Are they going to want your house, or are they going to want an immaculate house on the river? Not saying maybe your house is the immaculate house on the river, but that you just want to look at the competition and see what's out there. And that's where I come in. I'm going to look at all the active listings, everything that's sold, and really come in and help you price your house to where it needs to be. Now, marketing your house is crucial. You want to make sure that you have professional photos. Drone photos are amazing. 3D walkthroughs of the house. They really help the buyers go onto third-party sites, websites, Zillow's, Redfin.com, and they can actually go through the click-through of the house and see what it's really like. Other really good avenues of marketing is Google and target marketing to other areas where people are looking to come to this area. That's one of the things I do. I use research of where active buyers coming to this county are looking, and I can use Google to target market that specific town or area. It works amazing. Also, social media ads as well work just the same as Google. Target marketing through social media also is phenomenal as well. Now, your house is on the market. Scheduling showings is crucial. You want to be as open and willing as possible to show your house. It makes the buyer feel uncomfortable if the seller is in the home. So take the dog for a walk, go around, and make sure that you're open to their showings. I understand that some people have work at home, or they have pets and they need to remove the pets. Showings become very inconvenient for the seller, but you want to make it as easy as possible for the buyer to get into the home to see it. If you're not going to allow showings on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for whatever reasons, that really will limit your buying pool. Those guys won't be able to get in there to see the house. It probably won't sell. That being said, make sure that the showings are that you're available and can show the house most daytime. You also want to make sure that the house is welcoming. So now you've gone through the whole showing and listing process. Now you get an offer on the table. Hopefully you have multiple offers, and then you can choose from which one. And your agent will help you, myself will help you decipher which offer is actually better and let you decide which one you want to take. A lot of times you may want to take a slightly lower offer because there's so many things that come into play when an offer comes in the table, and it's not always just price. You might have a price that comes in at $10,000 over, but they don't want to close for 4 months. You may have another offer that comes in $5,000 less than asking price, and they want to close in 30 days. You want to understand that with today's interest rates, most homes that are being sold today, the seller is giving a buyer's credit, and that's being asked for in the offers. And it all depends on the loan type that the buyer has, and they can ask for a certain amount, and it could be up to 6%. So most of them they're only asking for about 3% in closing costs. So most buyers are asking for closing costs. And what that means is, let's say you have an asking price of $500,000 and the buyer is asking for 3% closing costs of the sales price. So what that means is 3% of 500,000, assuming that they offered your full asking price, 3% of 500,000 is 15,000. So essentially they're offering $15,000 less than the asking price. Now I have seen it where they will offer more than an asking price, but ask for the 3% to get it closer to your actual asking price. And a good buyer's agent is also going to look at how long your house is on the market. And if it's been a long time, they're going to get a little more aggressive with their offers because they're thinking that you are really wanting to get the house sold. And so you're willing to take slightly less. Which brings me on to the next point. Know what your bottom line is, and that will make the negotiation so much easier because you already know what your bottom line is. So are you willing to give a little bit for seller concessions and other repairs as well? Because repairs do come into play after an offer is accepted. The sales contracts are written that the property is sold as is, but the buyers typically have a buyer's inspection period contingency where they can investigate the property and request repairs. Doesn't mean you have to give it to them, but you want to put yourself in the buyer's point of view sometimes as well. They're going to be spending a lot of money for this house, and a leaky toilet or possibly a roof repair or foundation repairs. Sometimes those come up in the inspection report, and they're not fun for either side, but especially for the seller, because now you got to think, wow, man, how much am I going to spend to get this house sold? And is it even worth it? So at that point, you get the buyer's requested repairs. That's when you determine, how much you're going to put into selling this house. So with that being said, understand what your bottom line is, how much you may need to put in towards repairs and seller credits to make it more accessible for the buyer to get into your home. Now also through the escrow process, you really want to stay up on the closing paperwork and seller disclosures and all the disclosures that go with it. And that's where my job comes in. I keep you on task. I will, if I send you something to sign and I don't get it, and I'm going to say, hey, you wonder what's going on here? I'm just going to let you know. We need to get this taken care of in a timely manner, and that way we can get the whole process going through escrow. And I'll just keep you updated with those timelines. Now, when your house is on the market, there's 3 things you want to think of. And this is the key tip that you're going to want to think of. There are 3 major things that will affect the sale of your house and how long it stays on the market. Price, product, location. We're going to start with price. If the house is priced too low, typically what happens at that point is you get a ton of offers. Most of them will be over asking price. Maybe not enough, but the market is going to tell you you've priced it too low. And by that time it will be too late because those offers are already in. But you should get an offer that will come in where the house should be valued at. Also, if you have a house that's overpriced, let's say the house is actually a $500,000 house and you have it priced at $600,000. I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're not going to get any showings. You may have 1 or 2 people walk through the house, never get an offer, and it's just going to sit on the market longer and longer and longer. So that's why you want to be aggressive with your pricing, but not too much. Second, product. How does your house compare to all the other houses? Is it better? Is it worse? And what are the feedbacks coming from the buyers that are looking at your house? If you're getting a lot of feedback and it's all the same thing, oh, I didn't like this or I didn't like that, it stunk, that kind of thing, we got to fix that. So product, that is important. Sometimes you can't help it. It could be the layout of the house is just too funky for the buyers. Last, location, location, location. Now, if your house is sitting right on the freeway and you've got it priced at $500,000, and then there's another house with river access on the river in a quiet location at the same price, probably the one on the river is going to sell a little faster. So location matters. So that comes into pricing as well. But it all depends on where you're at, and it's all specific for each specific property. So that being said, 3 things that are a key factor in the successful sale of your house: price, product, location. Now, as we wrap up, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave me a comment or a question down in the comment section below. Love to help. Also, feel free to call, text, email me anytime. Love to hear from you. And with that, you guys have a great day.